Hello Aquarius, this is Ashley. We're going to be doing your reading today for the week of the full moon. It is happening in the sign of Pisces on the 20th, which I believe is a Monday, depending on your location on the planet. So it is for the full week of the 19th of September. But you very well may be feeling some of these energies come through now and kind of come to a peak at the time of the full moon. Now, something to keep in mind with this full moon is it is in the final degrees of Pisces. And so kind of what I've been talking about with regards to that is that it's actually a bit of a triple whammy when it comes to release and surrender. So not only is it a full moon where we have something illuminated that may need to be released, or that helps you to release something, it's also happening in Pisces, the sign of release and surrender. On top of that, it's in the final degrees of Pisces, so that Pisces energy is going to be really strong, and it is the very last few degrees of the entire zodiac wheel. So some large cycle could be coming to a close for you at this time. So we're going to look at past, present, and future. And we will pull some tarot to clarify what might be going on for you. If this is not your reading, go ahead and check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, as this is not going to resonate with every single Aquarius that watches this video. If it is your reading, I would love for you to like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment down below on your thoughts about this reading. So let's get started. And just heads up, somebody across the street is mowing, and you might hear that. It's been kind of going on and off. I apologize. Hopefully that is not a distraction. So we have Patience, so that's the Temperance card in this deck. Transformation, that's the Death card in this deck. And the Five of Swords, the Four of Cups, the Chariot at the center of your spread, and the Sun. Looks lovely so far. Temptation, so the Devil. Seven of Swords, and the Three of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So, a couple things. Could be dealing with a Capricorn. Could also be that at and around the time of this full moon, you are looking at your own resources, your own abundance. Could also be that you're dealing with a ex-spouse or a spouse, because I see the King and Queen of Pentacles as my symbols for spouse material. Something permanent, or what you expect to have been permanent, could be coming through. We'll kind of see how that comes to play as the overall energy of your reading. Let's see. I kind of feel like you are pretty set on what it is that you want. And I guess what I mean by that is not that you know exactly the thing that you want. I think what you're experiencing right now is that you don't want to limit yourself. And it feels like you're trying to have patience and see just what comes about, what happens. Like you're open to the possibilities. That card says endless possibilities. And I don't feel like you're accepting anything that is going to feel like it is binding or a trap or something that just feels like it's holding you down. Now, it does feel like there could be some ways in which you are not tapping into your emotions, and that could come through very strongly at the time of the full moon. So that's what this present section focuses on. You know, a full moon in Pisces is going to be an emotional moon for many, but it looks like that's what's coming through for you. And it feels like perhaps there's something that's being released, and perhaps what's being released is this denial of your own feelings. Okay, we'll see what we get further in the details. Now we have in the future position some sort of divine guidance coming through, and it's this mothering, nurturing energy. And it feels like it's trying to pull you out of mental conflict and into the light, your ability to expand. We have quite a bit of major arcana showing up here. So it could be a very fateful, karmic full moon for you, in that things that take place aren't necessarily within your control. With Temperance, Death, the Chariot, the Devil, and the Sun coming in here, that's quite a few in a 9-card spread. So let's look, see what's going on with you. So, in the past, endless possibilities. It's just kind of like being in this space of being open to what's possible, right? Endless possibilities, like not limiting yourself. It can also talk about, you know, exploring the possibility that you're your own worst enemy, that you are perhaps the thing that keeps you stuck, right? Because we can kind of self-sabotage, and we do have that energy coming through here with that 7 of Swords. So the possibilities are endless, and it's just being open to any of them. So we have Temperance, the 4 of Cups, and the Devil. Let's see what else we get here. Where do we have Temperance? Queen of Swords. And the 7 of Wands. With the 4 of Cups, we're getting the 8 of Cups. And the Strength card. And with the Devil, we're getting the 7 of Cups and the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, interesting. So again, I feel like it's like you're trying to stay in this open potential type of space. And I feel like you're cutting out and getting rid of and fending off anyone or anything that tries to cramp your style, right? That tries to, what to you feels like, could feel like a bondage, a prison, something, it's like you're not having it. And you're going so far as to protect that freedom. Is kind of what it feels like, freedom. Not quite freedom, but just really the freedom to see what's possible, if that makes any sense. It's like you don't want to decide on something, right? And it feels like you're willing to go far enough that you're not going to accept any kind of bondage or requirement that you commit to something, and you're willing to walk away from something completely if that is what is being required of you. Because we do have the Strength card, that's Leo energy coming through, Sagittarius, air signs. Of course, that could be you, and I do feel like it is. This Queen of Swords, she's cutting the BS, and she's saying what she thinks. Now, what's interesting here is that we have the Devil, the Seven of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. And like I said, with that Endless Possibilities card, it can speak to the possibility that you're shooting yourself in the foot. Let me read real quick. It says, unlimited potential, moving beyond limiting beliefs and the filter of an unhealed past, using your awareness to discern what is possible and having the courage to leap beyond even that. And so when we get that card, it's like, yeah, there's all these possibilities out there, and it looks like you're really standing in your own power to take advantage of that. I would just say with this Devil and the Seven of Cups, this illusion energy that you may very well be building a new foundation on could be the possibility that you're self-sabotaging. So keep that in mind, just fair warning, especially as it's coming in here next to the Seven of Swords. It could be that you're fighting for your own freedom, putting yourself in a prison is kind of what I'm trying to say here. So let's see what else we have. In the present moment, we have the Water Guardian, and it says connect with your emotions. So there's something about this full moon that's going to be emotional for you. You could be dealing with a water sign. She's got like mermaid scales. Like, it's clearly asking you to go into your emotional space. Death, Chariot, Seven of Swords. It kind of feels like, you know, getting in touch with your emotional space so that you put an end to any potential self-sabotage that might be going on. Like that Seven of Swords can be very much like lone wolf energy. And like I said, Seven of Cups with the Devil, it could be that you're not seeing everything. And it feels like that comes to an end here. Could be dealing with a Cancer or a Scorpio. So lots of water energy coming in here, but I feel like this is you sitting here in the air energy. And it could just be that you have maybe too many people in your ear. You know, all the swords are represented by these birds. And this one is sitting on her knee, like squawking at her. And so it's like your thoughts may be clouding some things here, and so you're being guided into your emotional space to check in there. Let's see what we get here. Transformation. Why do we have the Death card? We have the Sun and the Knight of Pentacles. With the Chariot, we have the Justice card here, so that's Libra energy. And the Nine of Pentacles. The Seven of Swords. We're getting the Nine of Swords. And the King of Cups. Okay. So, couple of things. I just saw the Tower at the bottom of the cards here. So, It could very well be that you have experienced a transformation, that you've gone through a death and rebirth cycle, or that is happening at the time of this full moon. And what you're really trying to do here is take solid, slow, grounded steps towards your own happiness, innocence, freedom. That is Leo energy there. So very much it feels like, you know, when we get Leo, and we have it showing up here twice. Now, there's, of course, the Leo pride, right? Which is kind of what it feels like more here in the past. But here what I'm feeling more of is like that innocent knowing that you deserve happiness. Like you are a child of this world, right? And this child is like riding this horse of purity. You can see it's a white horse. And he's naked. The baby is naked. It's like this freedom to explore your own happiness. And that's what I feel like you're really going for here when you look into your emotional space. That is the true, genuine goal for you when it comes to being allowed to explore these possibilities. I don't feel like the true, genuine energy is that you're in this like defensive, like to me, this defensive, I'll walk away, I'll risk it all. I refuse to get pinned down. You know, that's more of that like egoic energy that is defensive and prideful, right? And I feel like the real true feeling is this, you know, you genuinely want and deserve happiness, and you're coming into that conclusion for yourself. Now with the Chariot, the Justice card, and the Nine of Pentacles, you may very well be moving out of a marriage situation, like we talked about with that Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Justice coming through, could be a divorce, could be moving away from something and moving into your own independence here. Or this may have happened and it's just one of the emotions that you're being asked to explore. Because here, with the Seven of Swords, we have the Nine of Swords and the King of Cups. So there could have been some deception here in the past that you're freaking out about, worried about. It could also be that on some level, your emotional level with the King of Cups, that this deceptive energy, it's like you know that you're fooling yourself. It's like you know, and you're stressed about the fact that you might be doing something to self-sabotage here by, you know, sitting kind of more in this prideful energy rather than this like bright, happy, innocent energy. And I think the key to it is getting into your emotions, right? There's something here where I feel like you know there's some sort of story that you're telling yourself that's not the whole truth. And I feel like when it comes to connecting with your emotions at the full moon, like there's nothing wrong with you riding into the sunset independent and free and searching for your own happiness. But something about this needs to be acknowledged, right? Or there's the chance that everything that you're doing is actually an act of self-sabotage. So be careful of that and really look at that. Self-sabotage can be a really sneaky little slimy booger that we don't always see. But at the full moon, that's illumination energy. Something, you're going to see something. Okay? In the future, we have angelic assistance, divine guidance, and loving support. And you can see, I really like this card. She looks like Mother Mary, so divine mothering, nurturing energy coming through here. Five of Swords, the Sun, which we already have here with that Death card, and the Three of Wands. It almost feels like you're being guided to look in the past at how maybe mental conflict or some sort of mental, like she's walking a tightrope here in this Five of Swords, and she's looking over her shoulder. So it's like trying to keep up this facade. She is wearing a mask. It's like trying to keep up this facade, which I feel like is very much tied to that Seven of Swords, Nine of Swords energy here. Trying to keep up the facade is causing you a delay, or perhaps not even the full expansion that you're hoping for here. The full happiness. It's like you won't get the full kit and caboodle that this brilliant sun has to offer if you are still carrying something tricky from the past around. And what's interesting on this Five of Swords, she's wearing this full mask and looking back in the past. And then on this Three of Wands, which represents expansion, she has a mask on, but you can see it's just like surrounding her face. It's not covering her face. And so it's like when you unveil, there's some sort of additional transformation that happens here. Which, you know, we had coming through with that Death card as well. That allows you to really go into the future, looking forward, and expanding, like actually expanding and transforming and finding that happiness you need or you're searching for, right? Goodness. Let's see what else we get here. Sorry, there's a lot, I feel like a lot channeling through there. So we're kind of getting a little wordy on this reading, but that's okay. Five of Swords. We have the Four of Wands. And the King of Pentacles. Okay. With the Sun, we have the Ace of Swords. And the Six of Wands. Lots of Leo energy coming through. So if you have Leo in your chart, you may want to watch that reading as well. Or you could be dealing with a Leo, I guess. Let's see, Three of Wands. The Magician. And the Eight of Wands. Okay, so what this is saying to me is that part of what might have been going on in the past that you're really like looking over your shoulder at and then is stressing you out could have been some sabotage, could have been some deceit. And it's like the old paradigm with this King of Pentacles. And in order to get free from that old paradigm, there's truth that needs to be faced here with that Ace of Swords. Another thing that I'm getting, we have the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Recall how I said that that could have been a spouse? King and Queen of Pentacles. And the Four of Wands is union. And so there could be something that has happened in the past, in a marriage specifically, that is holding you down. It is in the same angle as the Devil, the Seven of Cups, the Chariot, trying to move forward, justice, potential divorce, Five of Swords. I mean, it's all tying you to the past. And so what it feels like to me is like this refusal to be pinned down by something, and that self-sabotage, like deceptive energy that's coming in here. It's going to keep following you into the future until some sort of truth comes out. And it feels like you're being guided to tell the truth. And that is where you'll get your victory. That is where you'll get your happiness. And until then, you're just going to keep looking over your shoulder, right? Hiding behind a mask, stressed, not facing your emotions. With this Three of Wands here, that expansion energy I was talking about, where her mask is open, she's moving forward into the future. And there's something about that Ace of Swords that ties it all together, that allows this to happen. And then look, Magician with the Eight of Wands. Not just manifestation of what you want, of happiness with that sun, but it's going to happen fast. Movement. That Chariot energy comes through in that Eight of Wands. And it's like, I feel like there's just some old karma that needs dealt with. And that could very well be part of that Justice card as well. When I talked about, divorce and wanting balance, this is karma. Karmic debt, right? And so if that applies to you, if there's something from the past, something specifically dealing with a potential marriage, a union that you want freedom from, your freedom from that comes through facing your emotions and telling the truth about something. And it could even be something that you've hidden from yourself. And so by connecting with those emotions, it's revealed to you. And perhaps that's all it needs to be. Maybe you are just getting the truth for yourself. I mean, it'll kind of be up to you what you do with that truth. Does it just set you free in order to move forward? Or do you communicate it to someone or whatever, right? I hope that was helpful. Very interesting reading there, Aquarius. I hope that resonated with many of you. If it did not, go ahead and check those other placements. Let me know down in the comments below if you feel like this is your reading. I will see you in the next one. Bye.